Now, the International Cricket Council Annual Conference took place in Scotland a few weeks ago. CEO David Richardson talks about some of the issues that were addressed at the conference. They discussed the progress made in the ongoing review of the ICC's governance structure, DRS and other cricket matters.
DRS has been around since, I think, 2011. And, you know, when it was first introduced, the ball tracking technology was, in most people's eyes, good. But since then, it's got even better. And we knew that it was far more accurate than people were, or the doubters were giving it credit for. So we've undertaken some research with MIT. They've not only looked at ball tracking technologies, they've also looked at edge detection technologies. And the report is very encouraging. The report shows that actually the ball tracking is even more accurate than we perhaps gave it credit for. And for that reason, we are able to safely reduce the margin of uncertainty, we used to call it, or the umpire's call, as you've referred to it. And, you know, Ian Botham and these experts were always saying, how can that be given not out? That ball was crashing into leg stump. But because the middle of the ball was just marginally 1 millimeter to the right of the middle stump, or of the center of the stump, then the umpire's decision wasn't reversed. So what we've done really is just made that margin of uncertainty slightly bigger. It's now the middle of the ball must be in line with the stumps, the outside of the stumps, which means that half of the ball hitting the stump is going to be given out in the future. That's the simple change. Moving forward, we probably need to take heed of what the Cricket Committee is saying, take heed of what the Chief Executives Committee is saying, which is ICC should take more control over DRS. So the implications of that need to be worked out now, what it's going to cost, what it will take for ICC to take more control. Do we need to buy technologies, rent technologies, etc.? And then hopefully we will be able to implement down the line a more consistent form of DRS. Wherever it is used, it should be the same, so that the players understand it, the umpires understand it, of course, and the fans as well. I think the decision to hold the annual conference in Edinburgh was a really good one. First of all, it emphasizes that we're not only talking about the full members, that there are other members out there that have got the potential to progress and get even better. Scotland has never hosted an ICC conference, or in fact has never hosted any kind of ICC meeting before. There's been a few tournaments, but they've never hosted administrators. And I think, just looking around, everyone seemed to thoroughly enjoy their trip to Edinburgh, a very historical city. People who perhaps weren't whiskey drinkers, a few have been converted. But, you know, they went out of their way, Scotland. They were tremendous. The Parliament welcomed us. We went to the castle. Not many people can say they've had a special function. Looked at the crown jewels, had a function with the Lord Provost. So we were very fortunate. And then finished off with an annual dinner where Rory Bremner was tremendous. In fact, I'm sure it sounded like Alan Lamb, Boycott, Clinton. We had everybody there, actually, at the function. It was probably one of the most memorable we've had. What's worrying me now is that we've got a lot of work to do. We've got trips to the USA, we've got trips to Nepal. But the main projects really is to finalize now this governance review structure. Hand in hand goes, the funding model must be reviewed together with that. And of course the cricket structures. They almost all fit together. You can't do one without the other. And it's probably those three elements all combined into one that's probably the focus for all the ICC staff over the next 3 to 6 months.